Hello, everyone. As we gather here from various locations around the Okanagan, we'd like to begin by respectfully acknowledging that our Okanagan College's campus, which is Vernon, Kelowna, and Penticton, are located on the unceded territory of the Silts Okanagan. Our Salmon Arm campus is located on the unceded territory of the Secwepemc, and our Revelstoke Center is located on the unceded territory of the Syilx, the Secwepemc, the Tohono, and the Sinixt. So a very warm hello to everyone. My name is Ashley Steele, and I am one of the counselors located on the Kelowna campus. So I am here today with our team of counselors, and we are excited to share with you some tips as you begin to transition back to campus. So whether you are a new or returning student, we hope that you find this information helpful as you begin to move back to campus and back to in-person learning. So I'm going to start us off today with our first tip, which is do not compare yourself. So I think it's really important as we begin to transition back to campus and we are reconnecting with peers and having all sorts of conversations is not to compare ourselves to others. So this includes our experience during the peak of the pandemic as well as now moving forward. So try to be kind and gentle with yourself and remind yourself that everyone has had different ways of coping over the last year and a half. There is no rule book on how we should or shouldn't live and move through a global pandemic. And ultimately, while this is a shared experience, each person's journey up until this point, as well as moving forward, is going to be very, very unique. So I'm going to pass things over to Sarah.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sarah Lefebure, and I'm the counselor on Penticton campus. The tip I'd like to share is that it's really important to acknowledge that this might be a time that in this time of transition, it might be stressful and tiring for you. Many of us might be finding that we have less social stamina than we used to after practically a year and a half of having to stay away from others. So it's totally okay if you're feeling that way, and finding safe people, whether that's a family member, a friend, or a counselor to talk to about what you're noticing, or even pulling out a notebook and writing down your thoughts and emotions can be really helpful. And I'd like to pass it over to Lisa.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lisa Sukachoff. I'm a counselor at the Kelowna campus. And I'd like to say just that however you're feeling, it's okay. This pandemic has been really challenging and has brought up a lot of different emotions, anxiety, celebratory as well. So however you're feeling, it's okay. I encourage you to just acknowledge what is true for you today, and that may change tomorrow. And just to make space for whatever you're noticing. It can be really helpful just to notice and name it. And if you are wanting some support in how to make space for it, to check out our website and our Counselling YouTube page with some guided activities to help you through that, as well as making space and being compassionate with yourself. We really encourage compassion for others. You know, when we started, the messaging was that we're all in this together. And we are still very much all in it together. We recognize that, you know, there's more polarizing views, different levels of comfort, different values coming into this new semester. And it's okay to have your boundaries. It's okay to feel differently about how others feel, but really just responding with kindness and compassion as we all, you know, re-enter and come together again. And I'm going to pass it on to Glendon. Thank you.
My name is Glendon Weave, and I'm a counselor on the Kelowna campus. My tip is to maybe anticipate some discomfort. Change is hard, even if the changes are positive. Be realistic about how you might feel that things are a bit bumpy as you get used to the new normal. Our nervous systems in some ways have been retuned by the pandemic, and it might take you a while to feel safe and comfortable around other people. And it doesn't mean you're doing it wrong if you might feel that, just that it takes time to get used to new situations. And you might even feel like a first year student again, even if you've taken courses at Okanagan College during the pandemic or you were on campus before COVID-19 began. Allow yourself to be a beginner again and see things with fresh eyes. I'm going to hand it over to Derek.
Thanks, Glendon. My name is Derek Doig, and I'm a counselor on the Vernon campus. My tip for you is that only you can know what feels comfortable for you. So it's important that you listen to how you feel when you're around other people and know that you have the right to ask for more space or even to say no to an invitation. And likewise, consider asking others for consent before entering their physical bubble or initiating physical contact, such as a hug, a handshake, or even a high five. And I'm going to pass it over to Samantha.
Hi everyone, my name's Samantha Johnson and I'm the counselor for the Salmon Arm and Revelstoke campuses. And my tip for you today is just to keep taking care of yourself. I think at the beginning of the pandemic, there was a lot of talk about the importance of self-care. And I think this really continues to be important as we make this transition back to campus. It's a really good idea to have a plan of how you're going to do this. And you can do this by creating something that I like to call wellness non-negotiables. So these are things that you can identify as items that help you to feel well and things that you can commit to doing for yourself on a daily or a weekly basis. And I know 3 of my wellness non-negotiables during the pandemic have been to make sure I have some quiet time for myself each day, to get 30 minutes of fresh air each day. And a really important one for me was to limit my time on social media and in watching the news. So I think doing these things really helped to kind of contribute to my wellness during that really stressful time. And I'm going to keep doing those and maybe even incorporate other ones. So my tip to you is just to encourage you to try to make a list of 3, maybe 4 or 5 activities that help you to feel well. And then put that list somewhere that you're going to see on a regular basis, and then just try to commit to doing that on a daily or weekly basis. And I'm going to pass it back to Ashley.
Thank you so much to everyone for being here today. We are very excited for your semester to begin, and we wish you the best of luck. Bye.